The exhibition presents two works, Body Alarms and Colorless Odorless. I actually wanted to talk about occupational diseases in general from the industry, but then I started to reach out to different organizations and human rights activist groups, and I met Sharps, who does support for workers' health rights, and especially for the semiconductor industry. From then, the main work subject kind of narrowed down to the most current technological environments and their toxical and harmful environments to the workers. While I was producing Colorless Odorless, I collected a lot of materials from the current semiconductor industry, but as well as in different times from 80s and 70s and even from the Industrial Revolution days in Europe. And I surprisingly found a lot of similarities between them, especially a lot of occupational diseases cases that were caused by the chemicals were extremely hidden and were not resolved compared to other incidents, because many of the occupational disease and incidents that we can imagine are either falling down from the building, construction sites, or there is some kind of explosion things. However, toxic chemicals are invisible. And also because there were a lot of female workers that have been hired to produce this, a lot of production items, a lot of their voices were silenced. And those similarities, I find that quite important to talk about through the works of Colorless Odorless and also Body Alarms. The whole task for both of the work was how to reveal something that is invisible, how to reveal something that is completely disclosed. And then I had to try some other strategy that I haven't really done it before, which is making people to appear in the film, because normally people didn't really appear in my film. I did a lot of interviews trying to convey the message and testimonies and the memories of the workers, asking them how they actually work in the factories, not really talking about how you suffer, but then do you remember the process of how you were doing your job in the clean rooms, stuff like that. And also there are some of the photographs and documents leaked from the factory by the workers. Some of the documented videos, some of their working notes, some of the photographs, and even the wafers that they got it from their company. So those things I tried to show instead of the direct image of the factory. So by taking an instance, for example, the Wonjin Rayon disaster happened in South Korea back in 1990s, from 70s to 90s, looks very similar to the incidents of RCA disaster in Taiwan. But both of them have a different criteria of the industry. One of them created the silk products, fake silk fabric. RCA disaster was actually creating electronic devices and semiconductor. But however, both of them, like so many numbers of workers has been suffered by the illegal waste that were produced by this industry. And also this factory were actually moved out of this place to another countries. And then the workers had a very big difficulties of proving by themselves why they got sick, why people have died. And I find that this is not just a local problem. This is a very repeating international problems, and not only international problem, but historical problems. So I wanted to talk about that in Body Alarms after finishing Colorless Odorless, about the past and present, back and forth. So the audience might not able to catch these events in a chronological way because I mixed a lot of time in the body alerts.
아무런 응답도, 아무런 사죄도, 아무런 보상도 없었습니다.
Some people say that they feel guilty, they feel very emotionally painful watching it, but then what I want is not really feeling sad. I feel I want the audience just to get to know, oh, this happened in the past. It's enough for me. I think when people just want to get to know what really technology is built up, maybe we should know not only how to use it and how to spend it, but maybe also knowing how it is produced and what kind of process it went through until it reaches to our hands would be just enough for me.